There is a quiet flame that lives inside each of us. It is not loud, nor does it demand attention. It is soft, steady, and constant. This inner light is not created by our achievements, nor is it destroyed by our failures. It exists simply because we exist. Yet in the noise of daily life, we often forget it is there. We run after what we believe will complete us, and in doing so, we overlook the gentle glow that has always been within. To nurture this inner flame, we first need to pause, not to escape from life, but to return to it more deeply. When we stop chasing after the next moment, we begin to feel the quiet warmth of the present one. The light does not grow through effort or control. It grows through awareness, through being honest with ourselves, through allowing silence to touch our hearts. Sometimes we feel as if our inner light has gone out, but it never truly disappears. It may be covered by fear, sadness, or confusion, yet it still burns underneath. Like the sun hidden by clouds, it waits for us to remember. The moment we turn inward with gentle attention, we can feel its glow again. This light is not only for us. When we recognize it within, it naturally begins to shine outward. It touches others, not through words or actions alone, but through presence. To nurture your inner light is to nurture peace in the world. The beginning is simple. Remember that the flame is already there, quietly waiting for you to notice. Every light has its shadow. Within each of us, there are parts we prefer not to see, old wounds, regrets, anger, or fear. These shadows do not destroy our inner light, but they can cover it, making it harder to see. When we try to ignore or fight them, they grow stronger, whispering in quiet corners of our mind. To nurture our light, we must learn to face these shadows with calm eyes and an open heart. The shadow is not our enemy. It shows us where healing is needed. If we look closely, we will see that behind every shadow is a form of pain, asking to be understood. Maybe it is the pain of feeling unworthy, or the memory of a time when we were hurt. When we meet this pain with honesty and gentleness, something begins to shift. The shadow softens, and the light behind it starts to glow again. Many people believe that to be spiritual means to be perfect or always calm. But true light is not about perfection. It is about wholeness. It includes the dark places as part of the journey. The lotus flower grows in muddy water. Without the mud, there would be no bloom. In the same way, our challenges are not mistakes. They are the soil where our wisdom grows. When we stop running from our shadows, we see that they too are part of our path. Light and darkness are not two separate things. They dance together, shaping the truth of who we are. To see both clearly is to begin to live with deeper peace. Inside each person, there is a quiet voice that speaks without words. It is the voice of the heart. It does not shout or argue. It simply waits for us to listen. Yet our minds are often too busy, filled with plans, worries, and judgments. We spend our days reacting to the noise around us and forget the gentle rhythm within. To nurture your inner light, you must learn to listen again to that silent guidance. The heart's voice is not always comfortable. It may tell you to slow down when the world says to hurry. It may ask you to forgive when your pride wants to fight. It may guide you toward truth, even when it feels uncertain. But when you follow it, you begin to live in harmony with something much greater than yourself. The heart does not think in terms of gain or loss. It simply knows what feels real, what brings peace, what allows love to move freely. Listening to the heart requires trust, not blind belief, but a willingness to be present and honest. You may not always understand its message right away. Sometimes it comes as a soft feeling rather than a clear answer. That is enough. When you stay close to that quiet sense of truth, your steps become lighter and your choices feel more natural. When you live guided by the heart, your light shines with ease. You no longer need to push or prove. You simply act from a place of sincerity, and that sincerity touches others. The more you listen, the brighter your inner flame becomes, and the world around you begins to glow with it. Awareness is the space where everything happens. It is like the open sky that holds both sunshine and storm. When we live without awareness, we are carried away by our thoughts and emotions. We react before we see clearly, and our light feels covered by confusion. But when awareness is gentle, when it is soft and kind, it becomes a source of quiet strength. It helps us see things as they are, without judgment, without rushing to change them. Gentle awareness begins with simple noticing. You might feel a wave of sadness, a flash of irritation, or a moment of joy. Instead of pushing it away or holding on to it, you simply say, "Ah, this is here." You watch it like you would watch clouds passing across the sky. When you do this, something magical happens. The feeling softens, the heart opens, the light inside begins to breathe again. True awareness is not cold or distant. It does not stand apart from life. It embraces it. When you bring gentle attention to your experiences, even painful ones, they begin to lose their weight. You see that everything comes and goes, every thought, every mood, every sound. You realize that beneath all of them, there is a still presence that does not move. That stillness is where your light rests. This kind of awareness is not about control. It is about tenderness. To see clearly, you must care deeply. The more gently you watch yourself and others, the more your light grows. It becomes like the dawn, quiet, natural, and unstoppable. Stillness is not only found in mountains or temples. It can live quietly inside the moments of ordinary life. It appears when we wash a cup, listen to the wind, or sit for a moment before speaking. Many people believe they must escape from the world to find peace. But true stillness is not about distance. It is about presence. It means being fully here, wherever you are, without rushing to the next thing. The world moves quickly. We are surrounded by messages telling us to do more, get more, and move faster. Yet the more we chase, the farther we drift from our center. Stillness brings us back. It is not the absence of activity, but the presence of awareness within it. Even while working, driving, or talking with someone, you can feel a quiet space inside that does not move. It watches, listens, and accepts. That space is your home. Finding stillness does not require special practice. It begins with small pauses. Before answering a message, take one slow breath. Before opening a door, notice the feeling of your hand on the handle. These small acts return you to yourself. They remind you that life is happening now, not somewhere else. When stillness enters your life, your light grows steady. You react less, and you see more. You speak with care, and you move with grace. The noise of the world no longer pulls you away. It becomes part of a larger silence that supports you. In stillness, you discover that peace is not something to seek. It is something you allow. Patience is the gentle art of allowing things to unfold in their own time. In a world that praises speed and instant results, patience may seem like weakness. But in truth, it is a quiet form of wisdom. When we are patient, we trust the rhythm of life. We stop trying to force growth, and we begin to understand that everything has its season, joy and sorrow, gain and loss, beginning and ending. Acceptance walks hand in hand with patience. It does not mean giving up or agreeing with everything. It means seeing reality as it is, without resistance. When you stop fighting against what is happening, your energy changes. The heart softens, the body relaxes, and the mind becomes clear. From that calm space, real understanding begins to rise. You may find that what once felt unbearable starts to make sense, like a puzzle finding its missing piece. The seed does not rush to become a flower. The river does not hurry to reach the sea. They move according to their nature, and in doing so, they fulfill their purpose. When we learn to live this way, life becomes lighter. We stop measuring ourselves against others. We stop demanding perfection from each moment. Instead, we begin to trust the quiet unfolding of our own path. Patience and acceptance are not passive. They are active forms of peace. They give your inner light the time and space it needs to grow strong. When you wait with kindness, when you accept with understanding, your light deepens. It becomes calm and enduring, like a candle that continues to burn even when the wind blows. Many people believe awakening must come through great effort or deep study. But the truth is simpler. Real awakening often begins in the smallest moments, when you smile at a stranger, when you listen without interrupting, or when you take a quiet breath before speaking. These simple acts, done with sincerity, awaken the light that already lives within you. The ordinary can be sacred if we meet it with presence. When you pour a cup of tea with care, when you walk slowly and feel the ground beneath your feet, life begins to open itself to you. The world is not asking you to be extraordinary. It is asking you to be awake, to notice, to feel, to honor each moment as it is. Through this awareness, your actions become gentle offerings, small seeds of peace scattered across the day. Awakening is not a sudden event, but a continuous unfolding. Each time you choose kindness over irritation, honesty over pride, calm over haste, your light grows a little brighter. You do not need to announce it or prove it. The change happens quietly, from the inside out, and as your light awakens, others feel it too. A calm presence can bring comfort to those in pain, even without words. The world does not always need more talk. It needs more genuine being. Every simple act of awareness and care becomes a doorway to truth. The path to awakening, then, is not far away. It is right here, waiting in the simplest acts of your day. When you begin to see your own inner light, you also start to notice it shining in others. It may appear in a kind smile, in the eyes of a child, or even in someone who is struggling. The light is not personal. It flows through all living things. It moves quietly beneath our differences, beyond our names, beliefs, and histories. To recognize this shared light is to remember that we are not separate. We are part of one great, breathing life. Often we forget this connection because we focus on what divides us. We see others as strangers or as people to compare ourselves to. But when we look deeper, we realize that everyone carries the same wish: to be understood, to be safe, to find peace. When you see this truth, something softens inside you. The heart opens, judgment fades, and a gentle respect begins to grow. Even in moments of conflict, this shared light is still present. You may disagree with someone, yet underneath that difference, both of you are made of the same living awareness. To see that is to see the sacred in all things. When we live with this understanding, kindness comes naturally. We begin to act not out of duty, but out of recognition, seeing ourselves in others, others in ourselves. The more you honor the light in those around you, the stronger your own light becomes. It spreads quietly, like ripples on still water, touching lives you may never meet. This is how the world begins to heal, from one awakened heart to another, through the light that connects us all. When your inner light grows steady, you become like a lamp in a darkened room. You do not need to speak loudly or try to guide others. Your quiet presence itself becomes a source of calm. People around you may not know why they feel at ease, but it is because your peace invites theirs. This is what it means to live as a beacon of peace, not through control or teaching, but through being. To live this way does not mean your life will always be easy. There will still be noise, disappointment, and change, but even in those moments, your light can remain unshaken. Peace is not the absence of storms, it is the strength to stand calmly within them. When the world rushes, you move slowly. When others shout, you listen. When fear rises, you return to the quiet flame inside. Your light does not belong only to you, it belongs to life itself. Every peaceful thought, every kind word, every patient action becomes part of something larger, an invisible network of calm that reaches farther than you can imagine. You may never see its full effect, but it continues, passing quietly from one heart to another. To live as a beacon of peace is not to shine for recognition, but to shine naturally, like the sun does, without asking who deserves its warmth. You simply live with sincerity, and the world becomes a little brighter because of it. In that way, your life itself becomes a prayer of stillness and compassion, lighting the path for those who walk beside you. The path of nurturing your inner light is not about reaching a final goal. It is a lifelong journey, a gentle returning to what has always been within you. Each moment of honesty, patience, and stillness brings you closer to your true nature. The flame you have cared for day by day becomes a steady companion. It warms you in darkness and guides you through uncertainty. There will be times when your light feels dim, and that is all right. Even the moon changes its shape, yet it never loses its glow. What matters is not how bright you shine, but that you keep remembering the light is there. Every time you return to it, you return to peace. May this reflection remind you that your light is needed in this world. Even a small flame can brighten the night. When you walk with calmness, when you listen with kindness, when you meet others with understanding, you bring comfort to hearts you may never know. The light within you touches all things. Before we close, I want to express my sincere gratitude. To those who have watched these talks, shared your thoughts in the comments, and offered your kindness through likes, channel memberships, and super thanks. Thank you deeply. Your presence and support make it possible for this message to continue reaching those who may need it. May peace fill your days, and may your inner light continue to shine quietly wherever life takes you.